Welcome students, and thank you for joining us today. Just so you know, the Q&A button will be open at all times if you want to ask a specific presenter something. Also, your camera and microphone are off so no one can see or hear you. Please sign up for more sessions. There are many more in the future. Also, this recording will be available in about a week's time at the same website that you signed up, so that's StriveScan. And now I'll turn it over to our presenters. And I believe Lewis and Clark is first.
Great, hello. Thanks for joining me to learn more about Lewis and Clark College. My name is Erica Quiggins, and I'm a Senior Associate Dean of Admissions. I've had the privilege of working with students, families, and counselors from Colorado for the past 5 years. So Lewis and Clark College is a private institution with a public conscience, a residential campus with a global reach. Students and faculty pursue new ways of knowing, combining classic liberal learning with pioneering collaboration. Our students represent the next generation of global thinkers and leaders, unafraid to discard conventional thinking, civic complacency, and outmoded preconceptions. You'll be inspired by the beauty of our natural setting on 137 wooded acres in Portland, Oregon, our commitment to interdisciplinary, experiential, and rigorous academics, and the staggering percentage of our students who take part in one of our renowned study abroad programs. Lewis and Clark is where agile minds come to learn, to explore, and to work together. Lewis and Clark has just under 2,000 undergraduate students. Our average class size is 17, and we guarantee that you will graduate in 4 years. All of our classes are taught by professors, not graduate assistants. One of the first words I always use to describe Lewis and Clark's academics is engaged. Students and faculty are committed to learning together in a collaborative environment, in small classes where students are actively engaged in their learning. And how do Lewis and Clark's professors describe our students? Curious, questioning. They want to know more, to make connections across disciplines, to tackle issues with creativity and insight, and ultimately to make the world a better place. How does this liberal arts education prepare you for success after graduation? No matter whether students choose to major or minor in biology or international affairs or psychology or entrepreneurship, they are learning strong communication skills and quantitative skills. They're collaborating, they're exercising their creativity, they're becoming critical thinkers and problem solvers. And these are exactly the kinds of skills that employers are looking for. Lewis and Clark students hail from all over the country and all over the world. Colorado is always very well represented within our student body. In fact, more students at Lewis and Clark hail from Colorado than any other state beyond the West Coast. Our students come together and share an incredibly diverse array of perspectives and backgrounds. That's important to us. It's also important to know that Lewis and Clark is an amazingly welcoming and supportive place where really you can be you. We're lucky to be located here in the green, quirky, delicious, wonderful city of Portland. Many of our students and alumni describe it as the best of both worlds. We have a beautiful forested residential campus in a quiet neighborhood next to a state park, but just 6 miles away is downtown Portland and all it has to offer. Why is that important? Concerts, events, great food, and a vibrant art scene. But also it means that our students have ready access to internships and career opportunities. Over half of our students engage in an internship at some point during their 4 years here at Lewis and Clark. And it's easy to get around with our free shuttle, great public transportation, biking, zip cars, and more. Our students also have incredible access to outdoors opportunities, and this is usually the first thing that I need to mention to my students from Colorado. Right next door, we have Tryon Creek State Park, which is one of my favorite places to go running or hiking. And our renowned college outdoors program provides all sorts of opportunities to explore and learn about the amazing natural environment of the Pacific Northwest. We absolutely take advantage of our close proximity to the Columbia River Gorge, Mount Hood, and the beautiful Oregon coast. One of the most unique aspects of Lewis and Clark is that we have embraced a global perspective to an extent that you rarely see at colleges in the US. So many Lewis and Clark alumni reflect on their study abroad experiences and describe them as transformative. Study abroad can impact your academic direction, your career focus, and your life. And you learn so much about the world and about yourself by immersing yourself in a different culture for a semester or for a year. If you haven't seriously considered studying abroad while you are in college, I would strongly encourage you to do so. So, are you thinking about applying to Lewis and Clark? Here are 3 important things to remember. Number 1, our November 1st deadline for both non-binding early action and binding early decision is coming up soon. So get that Common App wrapped up soon, seniors. Number 2, Lewis and Clark has been test optional since 1991. We are still test optional. That means you do not need to submit SAT or ACT scores, period. Number 3, admissions interviews are recommended for seniors who are planning to apply. Sign up now for a virtual interview or a virtual visit. We are also offering on-campus visits in a very limited basis right now, and you must make a reservation for those. Questions about affording a private education? We can help. Over 90% of our students receive financial aid. All students are automatically considered for our generous merit-based scholarships that range from $15,000 per year up to full tuition. And to be considered for need-based aid, you just need to file the FAFSA. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to work with you as you explore your college options. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Patrick Wilson. I serve as our Senior Associate Director of Admission here at Linfield University, and happy to talk with you this evening. Let me get the other half up. Linfield University, we were Linfield College up until July 1st and have recently changed our name as we begin to offer graduate programs, but much of the experience remains the same in terms of small classes and close-knit faculty connections. We have 2 campuses. One is located in McMinnville, Oregon. The other is up in Portland. And McMinnville is our main campus, located right in the heart of Oregon wine country. We sit on 189 acres. We're about 25 miles to Salem and about an hour up to Portland. McMinnville has about 33,000 residents, so nice sized town. Our MAC campus has about 1,400 students and 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. 85% of our classes have fewer than 22 students, so small experience throughout. We are ranked in US News and World Report for 4 years as having the best ethnic diversity of Pacific Northwest liberal arts colleges. We're also ranked #1 in Washington Monthly for first generation students. And our students come from about 19 states and countries, primarily from the West. We have a College of Arts and Sciences that has 43 majors. Most popular are listed here, including psych, education, both elementary and secondary, exercise science, the natural sciences as well. We have a creative writing major, one of our more unique programs. And then we also have a School of Business here in McMinnville. There's 7 programs, including 2 of our newest interdisciplinary majors, sport management and wine studies. Like many small liberal arts colleges, students have until the end of sophomore year, and we have a lot of support structures in place so that students can help find their right fit for that. We also have a campus in Portland. We'll be moving to Northeast Portland soon, but our Portland campus is home to our School of Nursing. Our School of Nursing is one of the oldest nursing education programs in the Pacific Northwest, and the new campus will provide more space for the 350 students that are completing their Bachelor of Science in Nursing. The students who are doing all 4 years at Linfield for their BSN, they'll start down here in McMinnville, finish prerequisites, and then move up to Portland for their final 2 years for clinical access. We are a liberal arts curriculum, and so students will complete courses in each of these requirements and areas. I think the very cool thing about the way that our curriculum is structured, you get to pick the classes that fulfill each of these requirements from 20 or 30. And so we're not going to ask you to take specific classes, just taking courses in subject areas that you'll hopefully enjoy and can again help guide you towards your path towards your major and other sorts of things. The Linfield educational experience is also very hands-on. These projects were completed this summer, even in the midst of COVID, on campus with students working collaboratively with faculty. About 80% of our students are completing internships, field experiences, research before they graduate. We think it's really important for you to build your resume of experiences so that you have things for job interviews, graduate school interviews, things of that nature. And these are all, again, things that are student faculty led and coming from more than just the natural sciences, but also in the social sciences and arts and humanities. Study abroad is also popular at Linfield. We have about 40% of our students going abroad. One of the key distinctions of our program, we pay the round trip airfare for the first time you go abroad through a Linfield experience. We have 33 programs in 15 countries. And then we also do a 4-week January term. A few more limited options this January, but we will still hopefully be able to send students abroad, for example, to the Bahamas as part of a biology course, Japan for history and culture, and a sociology course heading out to Austria. Students can go abroad for a semester. They can also go abroad for a full year if they're majoring in a language. Of course, the campus experience, most of our students are living on campus and much of our activities are run through our student government, our Wildcat Events Board, and certainly a lot of different clubs, organizations, performing arts groups, which are open to students outside of their major, media organizations, a lot of leadership positions. Most everything at Linfield is run with student involvement and student engagement to make those decisions. Of course, intramural sports, outdoor rec, being only an hour to the coast, really convenient to get down there. We have a number of big events that happen throughout the year as well. A large luau, Hispanic Heritage Day run through our Latinx student population, and then a big concert at the end of the year called Wildstock. I mentioned residential, 75% of our students live on campus. It's required through the 3rd year. Most residence halls are co-ed, but we also have gender inclusive, single gender, and then also a pet friendly dorm. We're one of the only schools in the Pacific Northwest where you can bring your pet to campus. Students in the residence halls have an unlimited meal plan. And then for junior and senior year, you move into our on-campus apartments. 30% of our students participate in athletics. We have one of the top Division III athletic programs in the Pacific Northwest. Our football program has 64 consecutive winning seasons, more than any other college in the country. And then we're also really just setting things up well for you to be successful as you head out the door. One thing about applications I do want to mention, we are test free. We will not use SAT or ACT scores as part of the admission process this year, and it's free to apply. Early actions coming up as well, November 1st. Financial aid, very available, and we're also doing visits with limited restrictions as well. So thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jim, and I am an admissions counselor with Oregon Tech. Oregon Institute of Technology is what we're formerly known as. We are located in Southern Oregon, beautiful Cascade Mountain Range, where we have just under 100 square acres campus, where the majority of our students on our campus are either living in our residence halls or our village apartments. They're participating in experiential learning outcomes within our programs, and we get almost 300 days of sunshine with solar energy and geothermal energy producing almost 90% of our energy. So our focus is hopefully to be sustainable and completely climate neutral by the time 2030 comes around. So we're doing things inside and outside of the classroom for the hands-on experience. Our motto is hands-on education for real-world achievement. So with this, all of our students are required to do experiential learning outcomes within our programs in order to earn their Bachelor of Science degrees as well as Masters of Science degrees. So our mission for advancing our programs comes with all of our students taking program courses in their first year. So students aren't taking a general prerequisite courses for any of our programs. They're getting directly into their program classes, whether it be in engineering, geomatics, cybersecurity, nursing, health sciences, and I'll touch on some of those programs in just a little bit. There on your screen, you see our building that's being built. So through $35 million worth of funding was secured to build our brand new Center of Excellence in Engineering and Technology that will open up in the fall of 2021 for a lot of our College of Engineering students. Because of our hands-on approach and all of our program classes requiring labs and experiential learning outcomes, our students are being very successful when they graduate. So 96% of our students have a job or have been accepted into their first choice graduate school when they are graduating from college or within 6 months. Also, we provide under 20 students as an average class size. So we are on campus this fall for the majority of our classes that do require labs. Majority of our classes, over 91%, have 30 or fewer students. So our students are very successful, and they're having a high starting average salary when they're getting into their careers. So let's dive into some academics. Our College of Engineering focuses on the hands-on aspects and the foundational engineering skills you need to go into a variety of areas. So we have students that are in our popular civil engineering working on structures such as roadways, bridges, also students in mechanical manufacturing and mechanical engineering technology have options to go into automotive, aeronautical, or aerospace. They get involved in our machine shop and CAD programming and design right away. So they're very involved. They're being able to get into those labs early on helps our students become early applicants for their internship opportunities in their junior and senior years. And then also we're the first school in the nation to offer renewable energy engineering as a bachelor's degree and a master's of science degree as well. So using wind, solar, hydro, and geothermal energies to produce a lot of resources that we have around us. There on the right side of your screen is our CSET department. We have students studying within hardware, software with programming and coding, and then embedded systems, combining those and having software programs running off of hardware units. And our programs for these have the same first year curriculum where students are taking 7 engineering classes in their first year, being able to also take their math and their general writing courses along the way, but students are getting involved in their academic programs much earlier. For students interested in business, we infuse technology into those degree programs. A lot of what we are doing now is virtual. A lot of our information is based off of the web or technology secured in databases. So our students are having a foundation in technology as well as a focus in their major, whether it's accounting, marketing, or small business entrepreneurship. Our brand new building that I mentioned earlier is going to house our makerspace for students to get involved in entrepreneurship skills and labs so they can start their own businesses or products. If you want to work in healthcare, but you don't like the blood and guts and gore, we have students going into the administrative side or on the research side within health informatics or healthcare management. We also have students within cybersecurity, so protecting national security information or private sector for information and securing that. On the health side of things, we're the only school on the West Coast to offer 5 medical imaging modalities. So students wanting to get a bachelor's of science in ultrasound or radiological science in X-ray and CT. Students are able to do that with only 3 years on campus and then spending your final year of 11 months on at a hospital working full time. We also have students in nursing and dental hygiene, as well as we have over 80% of our students getting accepted into their first choice professional program, whether that's medical school, dentistry, and we are bringing on the first doctorate program for Oregon Tech, a doctorate of physical therapy in the fall of 2021. So students outside the classroom get involved in academic-based clubs, whether they're in the rocketry and aerospace for engineering students. Students as early as their first year can get involved in their Formula One SAE Baja racing teams. So students are involved on campus and through our athletics, our students are very successful in NAIA Division II. We are part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange, where students coming from one of the Western states can receive 150% of in-state tuition rates. Also, I will talk about scholarships just briefly here. So we have merit-based scholarships, and then we also have just need-based as well. So if you'd like to learn more information, you can contact me in the question and answer, and I can talk about admissions requirements and other things in there as well. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Heather Wilford. I'm the Senior Assistant Director of Admissions with Oregon State University, and I'm your Colorado advisor. So feel free to always contact me with any questions that you have. I'm going to go through some real brief information today about OSU, but I want to make sure everyone knows where we're located because Oregon State is Oregon's largest public university with over 32,000 students. And we have two physical campus locations, our primary campus, which is located in Corvallis, Oregon, which is about an hour and a half south of Portland, Oregon, and an hour from the coast. It's right in the heart of the beautiful Willamette Valley. So students have access to all the things that we love about Oregon, the rivers, the mountains, the coast, and Portland. So it's a nice location. We also have a smaller branch campus in Bend, Oregon, right there in the middle of the state called OSU Cascades. And that's Oregon State on a smaller scale. So if students are looking for a little bit larger of a city, but a smaller version of OSU, they can still get that Black and Orange degree and be part of Beaver Nation from Bend, Oregon. We also have the Hatfield Marine Science Center out on the coast in Newport. So for our students who are interested in oceans and coasts, you can go out there and do research and take some classes as an undergraduate. You won't be there the whole time, but there is space for you to actually go out and get your hands wet and really be in touch with the environment and be experiential learning with your program. Since we have such a large student body, there's a lot of different perspectives and interests represented at OSU. We have over 400 different student clubs and organizations, and that would include academic themed clubs, specialty clubs like the Corgi Appreciation Club or the Hammocking Club. There's a little bit of everything. But students also have access to Pac-12 Division I athletics, intramural sports, sports clubs, Greek life. There are over 30 chapters represented at OSU. They can also participate in music ensembles or be part of the Leadership Institute if they're really interested in being outdoors and being some of that adventure. And then a very unique part of Oregon State is that we have 7 cultural resource centers, which provide a home away from home for a lot of our students, but also present a great opportunity to learn about another culture or get involved with some of the events. So you'll see things like the Juneteenth celebration or the annual salmon bake through the Native American Longhouse. So a lot of great opportunities to get involved, try something new, or maybe continue something that you're passionate about. We love to get students out there. So when students are attending Oregon State, they really have an opportunity to be hands-on with what they're learning. We want to make sure that when you leave OSU, you're leaving with more than just your degree, you're leaving with hands-on experience that you can talk about in your resume or in a job interview or when you're applying to a professional program. Right, so a lot of ways that you can do that include student clubs, study abroad, or being part of our honors college. But research is really one of the ways that Oregon State stands out against a lot of other universities. This year, we had a record-breaking year for our research funding with over $450 million. And we're one of only 2 schools in the entire country with all 4 federal research designations. So what that means for Oregon State students is that they have the opportunity be part of groundbreaking research. They have an opportunity to be hands-on in their program, have that one-on-one experience with faculty and mentors in a small environment and in that hands-on approach. You'll see our students doing research not only in labs on campus through some of our state-of-the-art facilities, but also around our community and around Oregon. So like I mentioned earlier, we have the Hatfield Marine Science Center out on the coast in Newport, where students do everything from studying whale migrations to studying some clams and oysters that are unique to the Oregon coast. We also own our own college forest, which is right here in Corvallis, Oregon, the McDonald Dunn Research Forest. So if students want to see how people are interacting with trail systems or learn sustainable logging practices, that's something that they can do through their classes in the McDonald Dunn Research Forest. We also have the Food Innovation Center. We have our experiment stations throughout the state of Oregon as well. And we even see students doing study abroad and international research. So some students might go even to Antarctica and bring back ice cores for doing some research. So a very hands-on experience. In terms of what you can study, there are over 200 different academic programs. So you'll find everything from ag to business, engineering, and beyond. That QR code in the bottom left of your screen will bring you to our Find Your Major page to help you navigate some of the options that we have, where they're located, what opportunities are available, and direct you to their website. So that can be really helpful. Our largest college is the College of Engineering. We also do a lot in the public health and business realm, so very popular. And we have an honors college that provides students an opportunity to get a degree from honors on top of their degree from OSU. So another great way to expand their education. We are a holistic review process. So we're going to look at more than just your GPA. We're going to look at the types of classes you've taken in high school, your overall GPA, your college prep classes, an essay, and possibly a personal statement if you feel that it's something that's going to benefit your application. OSU is test optional, so it's up to you whether or not you want to send in an SAT or an ACT score for admissions. It's not going to negatively impact you in admissions or scholarships if you choose not to send in a test score. So it truly is a test optional opportunity for you to apply. If you're interested in applying to the Honors College, they do have specific requirements, so it's good to check their website for more information. They do have another essay beyond what is required for the admissions application. Our early action deadline is November 1st. Students who apply by November 1st will have a decision by mid-December. Otherwise, you have until February 1st to still be considered for scholarships. And when students apply for admission, they're automatically considered for some awards based off their admissions application. But after they're admitted, they can apply for additional scholarships through our Scholar Dollars program, including academic and departmental scholarships. Of course, we have FAFSA. We recommend you get that in as soon as possible so we can get you a package as soon as possible. We are back with the Western Undergraduate Exchange. It is part of the admissions review. So once you apply, we'll automatically consider you, but it's not guaranteed. It is a holistic competitive review process. Like Jimmy mentioned, it's 150% of in-state tuition. I'd be happy to talk with you more about that in the chat. You can find our contact information on Find Your Advisor, or you can email me at heather@oregonstate.edu. Thanks so much and have a great night.
Hi everyone, Maddie here from Pacific University in Oregon. I am one of the assistant directors for Pacific University and I'm a personal admissions counselor. So I actually review your application. So any questions that come up throughout this process, you'll have my contact information at the end, but let's connect because I want to get to know you. All right, so let's jump in and see what Pacific University has to offer you. So location is one thing. We are located in a small college town called Forest. So you do get that metro city. You still have the opportunity to go in, see the NBA games, MLS games, but you also have the campus that you can return to focus on those academic passions and interests that you do have, and maybe even get away and head out to the Oregon coast for an hour drive with some friends, try surfing, and get to know the Pacific Northwest. So at Pacific, we are a small private school. We have only about 1,800 students, which means your class sizes are about 19. And you're going to get to know the faculty. You're going to get to know the professors. They're going to be there to mentor you. This is actually Professor Chan. She studied chemistry dance. So you might be a student out there that has multiple different interests in mind. And we have over 65 different areas for you to explore. With the different options available and being a liberal arts education, I'm going to ask that you do a little bit of everything on here. So there might be some things that are sticking out to you, but some things that we do well at Pacific are business, education, and our health profession programs. We are actually nationally ranked for a lot of different programs, such as physician's assistant, physical therapy, occupational therapy, some of those programs that are a little more specific. So internships are where we're really going to help you understand and explore what you're interested in. So those are going to start as soon as sophomore year. We were actually ranked the top private research institution in the Pacific Northwest from the National Science Foundation. Now that might mean biology, looking through microscopes, but it might also be talking to homeless people out on the street, working with children and understanding why they smile. So there's many different ways for you to explore that research opportunity, but we're going to get you that degree and a resume so that you're competitive in those applications to graduate programs, whether they're at Pacific or another school, but we're also going to get you that resume, right? So let's talk a little bit about what else there is to do. So at Pacific, we have over 70 different clubs and organizations. And actually our largest event on campus is our student-run luau. So we have about 100 students each year that come from Hawaii, and they bring a great opportunity for you to get involved in something that you may or may not have experience with before. So we are a Division III NCAA school, which means if you're a student athlete out there and you want to continue the sport that you're doing, you have the opportunity to continue that here. Go ahead and reach out to any of our coaches directly. A lot of them are Pacific University alumni and can actually give you a lot of resources of how to navigate Pacific as a student. But let's say you just want to get involved and do a dodgeball tournament with friends. There's going to be those options available. Now, for our students coming from Colorado, I grew up in the Rocky Mountains too. I'm actually from Utah. So I know that there's going to be many different ways that you want to get outside and explore the Pacific Northwest. Well, at Pacific, we have experienced many different things. A lot of it has to do with the water, right? So our new student voyages are going to be a great opportunity for you to get together with a bunch of freshmen and actually go surfing out on the Oregon coast or kayaking up in Seattle. So this is great because you get to meet a few people before you actually start classes. Then you can continue that interest, get an outdoor leadership minor, and actually be the person that leads those trips. So there's going to be great opportunities for you to get outside of the classroom and away from it all. But here at Pacific, we want you to find that interest and pursue that passion, right? We're going to have those mentors there to support you as you navigate many different things about you that make you you. So let's talk a little bit about how the admissions, many of you are juniors into senior year. So we want to make sure that you know that you can talk about COVID and its experience and how it's impacted you in your application, as well as taking advantage of our test optional admissions policy. But if you've hustled and you've got those test scores, send them in. If you don't have them, that's fine. You won't be penalized. So keep in mind, we'll get you a financial aid counselor to work one-on-one with your family's unique financial situation as well. So application, pretty simple. We're part of the common application. I'm going to send you all a free application that you can use to apply to Pacific, but then go ahead and send in that official transcript and letter of recommendation. That's it. And remember, it's me that's actually reviewing your application. So scholarships, for any of my seniors out there, I want you to pay attention to the last one on this page. It's our Senior Preview Scholarship Day. This is a chance for you to visit with us virtually, get to know faculty, get to know professors, and actually get a scholarship just for visiting. So this is a great opportunity for you to learn more before applying, or apply and then attend. So know that it's going to be stacking on top of a lot of other scholarships that you're automatically being considered for when you apply. So again, it's me who's really on the other side of the email. So feel free to contact me at any point. Pacific is a family, and we want to connect you with all of the people on this campus to help you succeed at wherever you decide to go. So thanks so much for being here.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. My name is Bethany Potts, and I'm your admissions counselor at Portland State University. I do also want to share that my colleague Josephine is with me answering questions in Q&A. So if you have any throughout the presentation, definitely put them there. Portland State University is the second largest four-year public school in the state of Oregon. We're an urban campus located in downtown Portland with a little over 26,000 total students. We really value our diverse student population. Specifically, we're honored to partner with 37% of our undergraduate students who are the first in their family to go to college. As you can see on this slide, being located in downtown Portland doesn't mean that we are a gray campus. We are still a beautiful green space right on the Portland Park blocks with activities that take place year-round. Being in downtown Portland as well does not mean that we don't have housing available. We have 10 residence halls for our students if you would like to live on campus. However, we don't require our students to live on campus. We want that choice to be yours. If you're interested in living on campus with us, you just need to apply for housing by May 1st, and you're guaranteed a spot, whether you're an incoming freshman or a transfer student. As a large four-year public school, we do encourage you to get involved as a way to create a sense of belonging and community on campus. So whether that's through getting involved in our cultural and resource centers, our student-run clubs and organizations, or cheering on the Vikings, we are an NCAA Division I school. Those are all great options. Being in the Pacific Northwest, as many of my colleagues have highlighted, we do encourage our students to get out there as well. So our outdoor programs office is another great way to stay active as a student and get to know the beautiful place where you're living. In the classroom, we have a lot of programs for you to choose from, over 200 to be exact. And some of our more popular offerings are in psychology, business, computer science, and then many of our offerings in the Oregon Health Science University, PSU, School of Public Health. If you're a student, though, that's coming to Portland State and you're not quite sure what you would like to focus on, that is also okay. You'll choose something called an exploratory pathway. Sometimes you also might hear that called undecided, but at PSU, in that exploratory pathway, you'll have an advisor who will partner with you to really support you in talking through your future goals and how we can support you and align with that at Portland State in the classroom. At PSU, our general education program is split into 2 different tracks. Specifically, if you are the majority of our students, you'll be taking your general education curriculum within the University Studies program. That program is an innovative and unique program in that it's interdisciplinary and it spans 4 years. The unique part about it as well, and probably one of my most favorite things, is that in your senior year, you'll complete a community-based learning experience, which is your senior capstone project. It's a collaborative opportunity to connect with a small group of PSU students, a PSU faculty member, and a local Portland organization. Our motto as a school is let knowledge serve the city, and this is really one of those ways that we try and live that out. If you're not in the University Studies track, you'll be in the Honors College. And the Honors College is a by-application program. If you're thinking of fall of 2021, you want to try and apply for honors by December 1st, so you can be considered for their set of scholarships. But the Honors College is a really great option if you're a student who's maybe interested in undergraduate research, maybe you're thinking of graduate school, or you're also just looking for a more rigorous academic pathway and a way to make that large PSU community feel a bit smaller. Rather than doing the senior year community-based learning experience, instead you'll complete a senior thesis, which is a more individualized program that you will complete with the support of a faculty expert. They're your faculty advisor. You will publish that work and have the opportunity to present it to our PSU community. On the admission side of things, Portland State has rolling admission. We accept applications all year long, but we do encourage you to apply by our priority deadline of February 1st if you're interested in also applying for other PSU merit-based scholarships. Portland State is not on the common application. We have our own application. So if you're interested in applying, check that out. As an incoming freshman, we will look at your current official high school transcript and we'll look to see if you're on track to meet the minimum set of requirements that you see on this slide. PSU has been test optional and we will continue to be test optional. So whether you're starting next fall or in a future year, that policy will still apply to you. As a transfer student, we will ask for all of your official transcripts from every college or university that you previously attended. And at the minimum, we'll look for a 2.25 GPA for all of that college level work. Now, what I want to say is that I am your partner in this process. I'm your admissions counselor. So if you have questions about either of these application processes or you're concerned about maybe not meeting the requirements for any reasons specific to your situation, please email me so I can advocate for you and get to know you a bit better. On the money side of things, PSU is a WUI school. We participate in the Western Undergraduate Exchange. To be eligible for the WUI, you simply need to apply for admission by the deadline, which for this upcoming year will be June 15th of 2021. As an incoming freshman, as well as an incoming transfer student, the minimum GPA for eligibility is a 3.0. But if you are an incoming freshman and you're concerned about that GPA, you can alternatively qualify with your test scores, a 1270 SAT or a 27 ACT. But it is one or the other, GPA or test scores. The WUI at Portland State reduces your tuition from about $30,000 as a non-resident student to a little over $14,000. And that's for our main academic year of the fall, winter, and spring quarters. If you're interested in knowing more about WUI, absolutely reach out to me. I'm happy to talk it through. On the other side of this slide, I do want to mention that we have an out-of-state opportunity scholarship for students who do not qualify for the WUI. You'll receive one or the other. The WUI is the better of the two deals, so if you're eligible for that, you will receive it. And I will mention that the WUI is not restricted by major and it's not restricted to a certain number of students. If you meet the minimum GPA and apply by the deadline, you will receive it. And finally, I want to just close with my contact information and to let you know that in this time of kind of impersonal information, we are doing a lot of different activities for students virtually. So specifically, if you're a high school junior or senior, we're having 2 preview days this fall, and you can sign up for them using the virtual campus visits link that I included on this slide. Thanks so much for being here all.
Thank you, panelists, and thank you, students, so much for joining us. After you close out of this window, there will be a quick 4-question survey. We appreciate any feedback that you can give us, and please sign up for more sessions. There's many coming in the next couple days, and a recording of this will be available in about a week on the StriveScan website, so the same website that you registered with. Thank you guys again, and have a great rest of your night.